And the Islanders had to come a long way back in their game to get even. Turgeon got the tying goal in a brilliant play set up by Al Arbour to make it 3-2 or 3-3 at that stage.
The book on Pierre Turgeon used to be that he was a soft hockey player. You can throw that book away now. He's scoring big goals all the way down the stretch and into the playoffs for the Islanders.
Steve Thomas had 2 goals. He was also in on Turgeon's goal. On the final in Toronto, this is the NHL tonight as we prepare for more overtime. We've already seen one game end in overtime tonight. We're set to take you to Long Island now. Captain the Islanders, you're going to pick an overtime hero here.
Sure, why not? Why go with the regulars? I'm not going to pick Turgeon and Hunter for the thing. I'm going to go Randy Burge to get a second goal of the night for the Washington Capitals, and Steve Thomas for the New York Islanders.
Oh, yeah. I was going to take Thomas there. I just think it's going to be Thomas. I absolutely agree. Maybe Turgeon then if it's not Thomas. Let's join Jeff Rimmer now and Craig Laughlin. It's overtime at Nassau County Coliseum.
And as we get set for this overtime period, we welcome our friends north of the border watching on TSN, the sports network, headed to overtime as a result of the Pierre Turgeon goal in the final minute of play at 19:17 with Glenn Healy out for the extra attacker. Turgeon gets his third of the playoffs from Thomas and Hogue. Jeff Rimmer, Craig Laughlin rejoining you here on Paramount 20, and the folks tuning in on TSN in Canada. For the second time in the series, Terry Murray and the Washington Capitals, Al Arbour and the New York Islanders are headed to overtime.
A lot of pressure right now on both these hockey clubs, knotted up at 1. This is a pivotal game in the series. The Capitals are trying to, I think, going to be active, trying to go after this New York Islander team at home. You're going to see the Islanders try to open it up and win it quickly. And when you speak of overtime, in the history of the New York Islanders organization, 26-7, so they've had their way in Stanley Cup playoff action.
Saw Dale Hunter talking to Don Beaupre. Hunter, the story, the first 2 games of the series with 5 goals. That's tops in the playoffs coming into tonight's action. The Caps could use one here from Hunter. Uwe Krupp had it poked away. Kelly Miller, it's a 2-on-1. Jumping up is Mike Ridley. 3-on-1 Washington. Miller looking for Carpenter. It's deflected over top of the net. Along the left wing boards, backhanded by Turgeon, but Kelly Miller gets it right back for Washington. Feeds back to Kevin Hatcher. Hatcher slides it across for Johansson.
Well, you saw that breakdown already, Jeff, by the Islanders. I can't believe it. We're not even a minute in, and it's a 3-on-1. The problem for the Capitals, however, they did not finish. The game should have been sayonara and over.
Benoit Hogue tries to get around Cote, slides it in front, rebound, wide of the open post. Oh, we've had scoring opportunities at both ends, and still less than a minute gone in this first overtime period. Benoit Hogue picks it up in the corner, dishes it in front. Malikov off the point, through the crease. Great save by Tabaracci off the stick of Turgeon. Wide open here in overtime. Kelly Miller stood up by Vasky. Cote carries it back in, and it's called on the offside.
Oh, OT, this is called exchange of chances. We'll give you one if you give us one. And that's what it turned into. And both goaltenders tested. I can't believe it. Just over a minute gone. Here's the 3-on-1, and the Capitals really don't get a good shot away. Kelly Miller trying to saucer it to Carpenter. Just about goes off his shoulder. Great defensive play by Darius Kasparaitis. Little playing defense for the Islanders. And the Capitals really a problem at the other end. This is one more look at this 3-on-1. Kasparaitis, great defensive play for the Islanders.
Play underway in the neutral end. Al Iafrate steps over the blue line, gives it to Cote back in the zone. Stolen away by Benoit Hogue with Patrick Flatley and Ferraro. And it's called on the offside. In case you missed it, Game 2 in Washington, Brian Mullen's goal at 14:50 of the second overtime period on Tuesday night gave the Islanders the 5-4 win over the Capitals, and I don't know what it is between these two teams. But here we go again for the second time in 3 games. We are headed to overtime. .18:35 left in the first overtime period. Ferraro, Hunter set for the draw. One by Ferraro. Jumping up here now is Vasky across the line. Blocked by Cote off in the corner. Turned around was Al Iafrate by Flatley. Comes to the left point but not out. Benoit Hogue takes it from Vasky. Malikov tries to control it. Flatley's shot goes wide. On the right wing, Flatley again firing it wide. Malikov in off the point, sends it towards the net, but it's blocked by Todd Krieger. Here's a break for Washington, 2-on-1 with Pat Helenek, who has a goal. Shot by Krieger, rebound. Off the point was Iafrate. He couldn't get a stick on it. Helenek tried to direct it towards the net, but here's Ferraro denying the Capitals of a scoring chance there. Ferraro with Flatley. Krieger bumped by Ferraro, who skates in towards the net, now shovels the backhander into the corner. Patrick Flatley held up by Cote. Mullen picks up the loose puck on the right wing. Denied there by Krieger, sending it wide. Tabaracci screened in front of the net. Flatley upping into Tabaracci as play continues. Half dumping into neutral ice, and it's the Islanders now with the pressure, and they've got the crowd behind them. Kasparaitis off the point. Fires a shot. Save. Rebound. Again, Tabaracci shuts the door. Moved by Johansson. Delgarno out-muscling Cote to the puck. Dale Hunter tries to dig it free. Backhands, but it's Mullen getting it to Norton with a shot. Tabaracci the save. And the Caps sweep it out of the zone. Here's Peter Bondra down the left wing and across the line. Lets it go, deflected up into the crowd.
Now we'll take you back to Long Island. Overtime there between the Islanders and the Capitals, and pick it up with Jeff Rimmer and Craig Laughlin.
You're watching Washington Capitals hockey on WDCA TV 20, Washington, D.C., a Paramount station. From the faceoff, Fitzgerald down the right wing. Works in on Johansson, fires a shot, sticked aside by Tabaracci, and then gloved by the Caps goaltender before giving it off to Kristen. Michael Pavaka held off there by Krupp, but the Caps get it out of the zone. Peter Bondra working on Vasky. The two go to the ice. King on the hard around. Hatcher able to keep it in at the right point. King bumped by the Caps defenseman and team captain. Now Kristich walks in front of the net. Off the skate of Krupp. Kristich right back after it in the corner. Feeds to Bondra. Pavaka capped on the edge of the crease. Bondra with one hand shovels it behind the net to Pavaka. Pavaka looking to walk in front. Pavaka sends it off the boards. Bondra bumped by Vasky. On the left wing is Turgeon. Away with Thomas, 2-on-2. This is Turgeon, who has the game-tying goal. Backhands it off the skate of Hatcher and Wild. Stepped in by the Islanders. Turgeon had it hop over his stick. Moved along the wall by Iafrate out of the zone. Iafrate backhands the pass for Kristich. Now moved ahead by Jones. Stolen away there by Derek King. King held up by Jones. Centering pass. Kept away from Steve Thomas. Malikov right point. Knocked down by Kasparaitis and off the point. Sidesteps a hit. Kasparaitis sends it in front of the net, only to be denied by Iafrate. Near side, Iafrate looks. Oh, hard elbow there by Malikov on Randy Burridge, but he gets right back up. Benoit Hogue squeezed out along the boards by Jones. This is Malikov, big Islander defenseman. Malikov looking for Ferraro. The feed to Ferraro. He tries to split the defense before throwing it off into the corner. Cote away from a hit from Flatley. Shot by Hogue from a sharp angle. Taken away by Cote to the point. Jones all over Norton. Puck comes free. Hogue in front to Ferraro. Scores!
That we talked about at the top of this show when this game started, as a dejected bunch of Washington Capitals leave the ice. Ray Ferraro being mobbed. You could feel it coming, the way they were pinching along the boards and getting some good chances from their point man. And Ray Ferraro once again has a hand in the overtime goal. This time his hand is the actual goal after setting up Brian Mullen in that double overtime.
Well, for the second consecutive game, the New York Islanders win in overtime. This time, 4:46 of the first overtime period, and the New York Islanders have taken a 2-1 series lead, coming from a 3-1 deficit to win it in overtime on the goal by Ray Ferraro. Our Paramount 20 postgame shows ahead. The final score in overtime. The Islanders 4.
What a comeback for the New York Islanders. And really, when you look back to the final period and Turgeon's goal, obviously, to force the overtime, but that was something to see.
Perfect. They were down by 2 goals, 3-1. It was a good game back and forth, but Washington certainly had the edge. Glenn Healy was giving up a lot of big rebounds, and 2 of the 3 Washington goals came off direct rebounds in front of the net. Bobby Carpenter and Randy Burridge's goal, but just a tremendous effort by the Islanders.
Tremendous effort by the Islanders, and also for the Buffalo.
To the Patrick, where the Islanders continue to haunt Washington in overtime. Ryan Mullins' controversial tally won Game 2 in the second extra session. Ray Ferraro gave New York a 2-1 series lead, scoring 4:46 into the overtime in Game 3. And he did it again last night in the second overtime to put the Isles in the driver's seat, capping a week of high drama that makes the Stanley Cup playoffs so unique. The Islanders right now, in the lifetime of the franchise, 28-7 in overtime. That's hard to believe. Already this